This from ESPN Week 13 preview. Broncos, storyline to watch. Jim Schwartz, guy we just heard from, 18-7-1 against rookie quarterbacks as a coordinator or head coach. His defense is 5th in the league in dropbacks that result in sacks at 8.8%. Stat to know, and this one's really bad. Browns have an NFL worst 27% third down conversion rate. It's the franchise's worst through 11 games since 1999, 25%. Remember, 99 was the expansion team. Bold prediction, the Broncos will sack Jameis Winston 6 or more times. Winston's 7% sack rate isn't too bad, but the Broncos have the third best pass rush win rate, 47.6%. Defensive end Zach Allen leading the way. What that tells me is they're going to screen the heck out of the game. David Njoku, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, get ready, because if they're coming after it, that's the way you beat it.
I mean, that's what Kevin Stefanski used to be known for as a head coach with the Browns. I mean, you go back to 2020, what he did with the screen game was outstanding. Just the way he was able to set some of those up was fantastic throughout the season. And you would have to imagine he's going to deploy some of that tonight. And the other thing about what they were saying with the bold predictions, yeah, I can agree to an extent this Broncos defense is going to harass Jameis Winston, but also you have to remember the last Thursday night against the Steelers, that vaunted Steelers pass rush that they have with TJ Watt and Nick Herbig, who's really come along as a second-year player, they only got one sack on Jameis Winston for the entire game. So he did a very good job of getting the ball out and just finding receivers and being able to do something with the ball and just making sure that, he doesn't take those unnecessary hits in the backfield. So you would imagine something similar could be in the works for tonight as well, or maybe they have to have a kind of a quick trigger in mind where they can't have slow developing plays, especially on first and second down against this defense.
Yeah, and to your point, the reason their third down percentage is so awful at 27% is because it's been 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, not 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. So how do you, it's the old, well, how do you improve your third down percentage? Play better on first and second down.
I believe Pat Shermer said the same thing back in the day once before. You're in third and long because you did something wrong on first and second down.
And relative to Jim Schwartz, the defense better come up with something for. I mean, Bo Nix, he looks, again, I know he played like 16 years of college football, but he looks like he was ready for the NFL.
Yeah, and I think that's what, those 5 years of starting experience did. 3 years in the SEC with Auburn. He was great as a freshman, struggled those following 2 seasons. And then he goes to Oregon in 2022, and him and Dan Lanning who really found something to work with those last few years. I mean, again, Oregon was a team that last year could have easily been in the college football playoff were it not for 2 losses to Washington, including one in the Pac-12 championship game. So that's a tremendous amount of starting experience that Bo Nix had. That's a pretty good reason. That's a good example of why he started off so fast in the NFL. Same thing with Jane Daniels. Daniels has started a lot of games in college, and he's hit the ground running in the NFL. Nix maybe took a little bit longer to get going, but now you see some of the stuff that made him a really good quarterback at Oregon.